All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, an all-new episode you don't want to miss. Nelson Torres here, along with Caroline Stewart.
Hi.
We have a very special guest, the returning Anna Cummings.
Hi there.
And for the first time in the show's history, we're actually having an interview via Zoom. We have Bella on the line, right?
Yep, I'm right here. How are you guys tonight?
Looking gorgeous.
Yes, you look fantastic. This is going to be a very interesting show. So with that, in about 1 minute, WTF TV starts now. Coming to you from the Hudson Yards in New York City at the old M&N Studios. And it's very happening here. There's a lot of happening in the Hudson Yards, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. All right, Nelson Torres this week, as always, ladies and gentlemen, joining along with me, the goddess of music herself, Caroline.
Hey guys, Caroline Stewart here, and we are back in our home turf at M&N Studio, and the city's so nice they named it twice, New York, New York. Not that far from the Jacob Javits Center, and not that far from the center of the universe, that is Times Square.
Yeah, we're literally in Midtown Manhattan. So,
Literally.
Yes. So, anyway, we love the studio, pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, this is my second home.
Yes.
And joining with us tonight, who's always coming, Anna Cummings.
Hi there, guys.
Hi, it's always a
Hi.
pleasure to see you.
And she looks lovely in that lingerie with that uniform that we're going to get into.
you.
Blue's really your color.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah, and the last time we saw, we did speak briefly in Exotica, which we will show you in the next couple of weeks.
Yes, very soon.
Yes. What can I say? Anna always looks fantastic. She always loved to wear lingerie all the time.
Oh, I mean, with a
Oh,
body
thank
like
you.
hers, how can you not show it off?
Oh, well, you're so kind. I appreciate
It's the least I can do.
Yes, and we do have a special guest, and this is our first time we ever done this.
Yes, so this is a WTF TV Live exclusive, but more importantly, we're breaking glass ceilings here. This is the very first ever Zoom call, and joining us right now is the one, the only, Bella. How are you doing, lovely?
I am super fantastic, and thank you guys for breaking glass ceilings with me.
Of course.
So are you Bella Lexi or just Bella?
When I'm just in a conversation, I just go by Bella, but Bella Lexi is my whole name.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So I just want you to promote yourself while you're here. You're calling from a different area in the United States, so you're not in New York. So that's one.
No, I wish I was. I'm calling you from Denver today.
Oh, nice, nice.
Oh, I love Denver.
Yeah,
lovely town.
We've been there before. For Exotica.
Yes, it was, God, what was it, 2018, 17?
Yeah, around there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't even know they
Long
went
time.
over there.
Yeah, back a little history of Exotica. They were trying to find their fourth city, and Denver
Oh,
was
okay.
on that list.
Yeah.
But they
Interesting.
decided the nation's capital, that is Washington, D.C.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
Which is upcoming very soon. So.
Very, very soon.
Sure.
Yes. So Anna, we have Bella on the line. So what we wanted to know, because you were here a while back.
Yeah.
But then now you're here for something very special, because I think you wanted to talk about Bella and her situation along with yours.
Yeah,
They're
no,
very similar. So
we had very similar stories. So she has been an inspiration for me to come forward with my backstory on my old job, because she was so brave telling her story. So that's why I'm here today. That's why we have her on the line today.
No,
Nice.
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So now, go. I'm
No,
sorry,
go right,
Bella. Go ahead.
Bella. What'd you say?
She's got me all in my feels
Oh, sweetheart.
I mean it. It was so sweet how you took the time to read that long DM and everything and reply me, you know, because remember I came across your story on Twitter, and I commented and I said, if you care to hear my story, it's very similar, I'll DM you. And you said, yeah. And you read it all and you were very supportive. And then we met each other at AVNs, you know, for the red carpet and everything. So
Yeah.
I'm just really honored to have you here telling my my backstory and just how I came over here to be in the industry, and you know how it was being ex-law enforcement like you know.
I
Wow.
love it. I'm super proud of you, and I know this is a big moment for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Aw.
And
So
your
thank you.
and your story, Bella, is actually featured on Daily Mail, as a matter of fact.
Yes, Yes, when I was fired from my police lieutenant job over OnlyFans, it was leaked internationally to the media. So I went from being your average mom to being known internationally for nude pictures on the internet.
Now, what was going through your mind the day that it happened?
So many things. Like you're stressed out, you're worried who's gonna still, be your friend, you're worried who's going to hate you, and you're of course worried about your family. I was worried about my kids, all of those kinds of things, and it was a crazy roller coaster day for sure. And I just was like, I'm gonna own this, and I took the one lemon that my agency handed to me, and now I have lemonade stands on nearly every corner.
And it's quite delicious lemonade.
Yeah. Yeah, and I've seen some of her pictures, and she looks fantastic.
No,
so.
you look
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous. And, pink is really your color. I was telling Anna blue is, but pink is your color too.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, as you can see, I love all things pink.
Yeah.
You cannot go wrong with pink. I mean, I know it's not Wednesday, but I have my pink stuff still.
Yeah, that's not till tomorrow. But
I know.
But anyway, so yeah, you were on Daily Mail. I was reading a little bit about it, and you were on as a corrections officer for like 28 years, and you were about to retire.
Yeah, so I was in law enforcement for 28 years. My last 13, I was a commissioned police officer, and in order to promote to lieutenant, I had transferred into the jail, and that was where I spent the last 2 years of my career before everything went crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, knowing that both of you ladies were corrections officers to this, so to speak,
Yeah.
is there any similarities or there's differences or anything in that vernacular?
I think there's some similarities for sure. Anna's struggle has been, very difficult for her. Obviously, we have walked the same path, but we've walked in different shoes. And so that's why I'm so proud of Anna for being so brave and coming out and sharing that story, because it is something that oftentimes law enforcement will indulge in behind closed doors. But when it comes to being upfront and admitting that it's something that they enjoy, when her or myself are in that same situation, you don't get that same, I guess, for lack of a better term, approval from law enforcement, and they tend to shame you.
Right?
I
Very
see.
true.
See,
For
wow,
sure.
Wow.
Yeah, the shame was definitely hard. That's for sure. So.
So and I have to ask you, Anna, how did you
Yeah.
got found out, if anything?
Okay, so well, you know the backstory already, how I got into doing porn in the first place.
Yeah.
Yes.
But okay, so I had an Instagram with, I still have that Instagram, so I shouldn't say had, with my modeling pictures, and I was tagged by the photographer who also did erotic nudes and stuff like that for and everything, and some of
Yeah.
anyway. So one of the people I followed at the prison also owned a tattoo shop, and
I
I
see.
didn't realize that other people were following that person, and they followed the breadcrumbs, and basically they found out that I was doing porn and just kind of like dug more after they found out what my stage name was. And it just kind of went downhill from there to just being shamed, being talked about. I found out people were bringing to training my porn.
Oh my goodness.
And making fun of me behind my back. People would be spreading rumors. I would even have inmates come up to me and ask me questions about certain things they had heard, and I had to downplay about what they were talking about and say, oh, I have some, photos on my social media, and they're just
and it just
talking.
snowballed from
And it
there.
just snowballed.
The
To the
inmates
point
were
where
asking you all of this?
starting to ask me a couple questions that were leading up to saying that basically they were talking in front of them about certain things.
Gotcha.
Oh my God, that's-
Wow, that's
it
crazy.
was bad, and so the sexual harassment just got to the point where I couldn't really do much about it. The administration didn't like what I was doing, but they couldn't fire me per se because I never involved the department, and they didn't know that hand in hand that I was in law enforcement, my fans. So what ended up happening was they just looked the other way. It was kind of like a boys' club, and the height of it was kind of going towards the end of COVID, and everything. So there wasn't a lot of staffing up there, no one would admit to who was saying what, but I would hear back from other supervisors. The grapevine, I'd hear through other staff that supervisors were saying who's going to buy her OF. Things like that. Or saying, oh, did you hear she got a boob job? Or, oh, did you see her last scene? She did BBC anal. She'll never be satisfied again.
That's
stuff like that.
disgusting.
And it was just really hard for me to even just walk around and just know they were talking about me and everything. And it just became like a snowball of just
That's
constantly
disgusting.
feeling judged, to the point where I just had enough one day. I had a bad day, and I got signed with an agency, and I decided to give my resignation. I held it with me for a while before I actually dropped it off in the box.
Right.
Because there was risk bearers of me resigning, because I told one person I was thinking of that. But it wasn't all bad. I did have some officers who were good to me and didn't judge me, and I admitted what I did, but I was just trying to be quiet about it. But they were always in your business anyway, just the type of prison it was and everything, and their mindset, just because I had talked before in the past that I did lifestyle stuff, remember?
Yes.
So I was on Tinder. Me and my spouse were at one point, when we opened up our marriage during COVID, trying to just have some fun and explore things.
Spice it
And
up a little,
Spice
yeah.
it up, exactly. And people were accusing me of cheating before that, even though he was on there too. So it was just always in my business. I don't understand why, when the doors are closed and I'm professional at work, why anyone cares about what I do in the bedroom or what I do for a second job, when I never was unprofessional or brought that to my workplace.
I agree. That's just disgusting.
It was.
Yeah.
But shout out to those who still weren't good to me.
Yeah,
And
of
shout out
course.
to those who subscribe and don't laugh at me. But I feel like some of my biggest fans are also the ones who are probably talking crap, because in order to do that, they'd have to have watched my stuff.
That is, tragically, your biggest fans can be your
Yes.
biggest haters.
Yes.
However, at least you
So-
prevailed, and I'm happy for you
Thank
for that.
Yeah, and
Appreciate
you're
that.
doing great so far. You know,
Yes.
you've done a lot. I've
No,
seen
if it wasn't for that, I
yeah.
think I wouldn't have left and pursued going more mainstream and doing bigger shoots, with bigger studios and signing up a second agency and just
Good
going
for you.
further. So it was a blessing in disguise, because I was still in that bubble
Yeah.
of being in that mindset of being a real life MILF and having the vanilla life. And I hated my job, 16-hour shifts. The prison system was bad. You're worried about someone stabbing you. You're always tired, mandated overtime, trying to swap. And now it's gotten worse with the sticking. It wasn't just 16-hour shifts. Some people are doing triples because they're that short staffed, because they have to run their prisons.
Oof, so they're on
And
their
they
feet
don't
for
care about
hours.
They're just
So
the
Bella,
number.
I'm sure you can sympathize with that too
Yeah.
as well.
Absolutely, and that was one of the things I missed out on a lot of stuff at home, because I was working 12, 14, 16-hour days, and as
Yeah.
a lieutenant, you're always available to your staff, right? So
Yeah.
they may have a question that they don't want to ask a supervisor they're working for, because they fear that, they'll look like they don't know their job or something. And so
Right.
I was just always available to them, and it definitely wears on you. And I will say that I was not my most healthy when I ended up being terminated from law enforcement, and I didn't realize that I was unwell to the degree that I was until I got out. And
Right.
so I feel for officers who are in law enforcement now. It snowed here today, and I didn't have to go out and push cars out of the snow. I didn't have to deal with any of that. I'm very grateful that in the long run, this ended up being a huge blessing for me as well, even though it was stressful at the beginning.
Right.
Wow.
Wow.
And you're so brave for just owning everything that you went through and talking about it.
Truthfully.
And I feel you on that, because I got in a car accident on my way to work when I was working for corrections.
Oh my.
Right.
And I hit streaks, I hit black ice. And you know what they said? Are you still coming in?
Wow.
See,
They
How
didn't
about
even
am
care.
I okay? Am I still coming in? I get your short staff, but I'm a person, not just a number.
you could have a branch in your goddamn stomach, and he's like, "Hey, can you make this shift?"
Yes.
Oh no, I used to do security, and I felt the same way too. They
Yes.
always still ask you to come in. So
There's
no snow days when it comes to law enforcement.
Hell, it's not even law enforcement.
Supervisors
Not
like
so
that.
much law
Yeah.
enforcement. I used to work for Amazon, and they were the same exact way.
Oh, no.
So no tea, no
Okay.
shade, but Bezos, I see you bald-headed son of a bitch. But anyway,
Well, I thought you were buddies.
to an extent.
But I understand what you're saying about the not being healthy thing. So I was in corrections for 5.5 years, and for 3.5 years of that, it was overnight shifts.
Oh my God.
So 11 to 7 and to 7 to 3 for most of the time. That was just so hard, and I was so tired and so unwell, and I think it messes with your mental health a little bit too, just lack of sleep like that.
It does.
So
It really does. I can't even fathom what
Yeah.
either of you ladies went through.
Yeah.
I really cannot.
for sure. And then Bella, for you doing 28 years, you know, I just like commend you for sticking with that for
Truthfully.
that long. I was just biding my time looking for other jobs too. I mean, I didn't expect to get this job, obviously.
And yeah,
but still, you
Life is
know,
funny
'cause
that way.
Life is funny that way for sure. What you becomes a part-time hobby becomes a full-time job sometimes.
yeah, and then being on 28 years at Bella, I was looking over that you were this close of retirement. So,
Yeah.
so what happened from there?
Well, it was one of those, we made an arrangement for me to leave, and I left with some money from the county, and I kind of rode the OnlyFans wave for a little bit in the media, but it's like a lottery ticket, right? You get it, and it's amazing, and you have this, but it goes away. And so that's when you have to enter the hustle. And that's what I tell girls who are outed or things like that. The adult industry is not easy. It is difficult and the hustle is real. But if that's what you choose to want to continue on with, then if you've got the drive, then you can make things happen. And honestly, now I spend a ton more time with my family. I'm able to travel, able to do things like that. And, you know, it gives me an income to help support my family. And I absolutely love what I do. I love, you know, people are like, oh, well, you sell your body for sex. Okay, not exactly. But what I'm doing is
Such a
I
big eye
am
roll.
providing
Yeah, that's
entertainment
such a
to people who
close-minded.
maybe, you know, don't have a significant other, and this is how they indulge in some of their desires. So I'm basically making fantasies come true.
Right.
And the thing about OnlyFans is I'm accessible to the people who enjoy the professional movies that I've done or my content.
Yeah, and I have to say one thing, and I had to do that big eye roll. OnlyFans is a job, okay? Sex work is work. It's the
Yeah.
oldest profession known to mankind.
Right.
I do not give a damn what anybody says, all right? So I'm tired of everybody saying, oh, you're an OnlyFans model, oh, you gotta get an actual job.
Yeah.
It's an actual job.
Yes,
Yeah.
sex
No,
work
for
is
sure.
Tax deductible.
Right.
Okay? These girls and theys work extremely hard for their craft
Yeah.
in any profession. So I'm sick and tired of it. I really
Oh,
am.
absolutely.
I'm tired of
I
it.
probably work as many hours in a week as I did when I was a cop, but I have just a much better outlet and a much cooler job for myself.
Exactly.
Yeah,
but
and you're,
Yeah.
making, and you're making a good living out of it right now, so you're doing
Right.
good.
exactly. So sorry to get a little hot-headed over here, but
I know.
woo.
No, that's okay. Thank you for advocating for us. I'm tired of seeing those comments on social media when people say that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I get it because some people are like excessive on like
Yeah.
social media farming where they leave all those comments and all that stuff like that on non-related posts. But it is a job. They're just jealous that they can't do that job
Right,
because they
exactly.
act like it's easy, and then it's like, well, then you do it. Then you give up the fact that people are going to recognize you and know about that and maybe make you feel bad and also make you feel good.
Exactly.
But they
You
won't.
show your butthole.
Exactly.
Let me see how your butthole is.
Let me see your butt.
Let me see your
yeah.
butthole. Let's see how it is. Come on.
I like Anna's butthole. I've seen it
No, her
before.
butthole's fantastic. I'm talking about them out there. I want
Yeah.
to see your crusty ass butthole. Let me see it.
What about yours, Kimberly?
You got to pay for that.
Good girl.
It's like the eye, it's like the brown eye of Sauron. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
But jokes aside, but if these girls, gays, theys, are out there publicly showing everything to the world, they deserve all the flowers in the garden, all the stars in the galaxy. Because whether you want to admit it, porn is art.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Speaking of that,
exactly.
you know, since Anna's been sitting there for a while, can you stand up a little bit?
Yes,
more?
can we
Of course.
get a vision of this work of art, please?
Yeah, if we
thank
can.
you.
Just a
Look at that.
Look, she has a nice body.
Completely
And
gorgeous.
nice, and look, with that uniform, it does, you know, tie the room together, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, so yeah, she looks good in that uniform.
But at the end of the day, they are
Oh,
people.
thank
She
you,
is-
you too.
She is stunning, and because her last name is Cummings.
Yes. But regardless of the matter, even I'm getting hot under the collar about it.
Well, because of Anna or just everything?
Ooh.
Well, a little column A, a little from column B. But I always love a little A every now and then. But at the end of the day, sex workers are human. And they are people just like you.
There you go.
Yep.
And, you know, that's my TED Talk.
Anyway, before we move on, I just want to show some quick behind the scenes that we did just prepping for this show because we try to get this Zoom thing for Bella.
Yeah.
So this is the first time, and it sounds like it's going well so far.
Yeah, no
So
complaints.
we're going to probably do more. I don't know how often we're going to do it, but we're going to try our best to do. So we're going to come right back, and we're going to wrap the show up very shortly. But before we do, let's just check out that quick behind the scenes because can't get enough of Anna just being in it.
Aw.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be right back. What are you here for?
I'm here to do a special podcast where I tell more of my exclusive backstory.
Awesome. From head to toe in that uniform you're wearing, so that makes sense.
Yeah, thank you.
You mind standing up?
Sure, of course. Just waiting for you to
Yeah,
tell me.
360. Yeah, there you go, 360, perfect. And you never disappoint. Oh my goodness. Caroline, what do you think?
She's absolutely gorgeous. How can you not
Thank
love Anna
you.
Cummings?
Especially in that uniform.
Of course. I love a woman in uniform.
Yeah.
So thank you for having me for my exclusive story and for making me feel so welcome and for making sure.
All right, guys, welcome back. And we love Anna, so I
Yes,
can tell you.
we do.
She's been in the
Thank you.
studio a lot. This is the second
Aw,
time.
yes, heart.
And we would love to have you back again. So.
Oh, I
Yes.
appreciate that so
Always
much, you
come.
guys. And
Always
shout
come.
out to my girl Bella. I was trying really hard to make sure that you were there for the first time when I came forward with the story. It was really important to me, and you making that time when you're so busy, it just means a lot to me. It made me like a little bit emotional too. I was trying not to cry on camera when you were telling me how you struggled, and then how you were saying that, you know, that you were glad to help me out. I really meant it. So
Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm so proud of you.
No,
you.
definitely. Any final words? If any of the women that are watching this in the same position as you were and Anna were, do you
Yeah.
have any words that you want to give to those lovely ladies? Any
I
advice?
would just say make sure this is what you want to do and make sure that you're in a healthy place before you do it and be ready for some kickback on your decision. But if that's what you want to do, don't let anyone stand in your way because at the end of the day, it is all about you and your decisions and what you choose to do as a performer.
Right, exactly,
said.
exactly.
Here.
Yeah, and by the way, let me ask you: Have you met each other in person yet?
yeah, we have. I just said that before
Yes.
earlier.
Oh no,
at
no,
AVNs.
but I think what I
Yeah.
meant to say was also: Have you guys done a scene?
We
yet?
haven't had a chance to collab yet, and I'm dying to do one. I think it's gonna be
Haven't,
fire.
But we will for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, we gotta see that.
Annabella.
I mean,
And there we go. He's making a scissor movement.
Annabella, scissor moment.
see, but I figured that you met. I just, I figured that you guys have done a scene. I'm sure it's pretty hot to see. Cause,
Yeah, our schedules haven't lined up yet, but I want to definitely do a scene.
Yeah, we'll write it in the stars.
I mean, like,
For sure.
would you go to Denver or Bella? Would you
Well,
come
I'm
to New York?
hoping that maybe we can meet up at a convention, you know, like maybe AVNs if there's time. But if not, then I would definitely try to have us meet somewhere in a common place.
Yeah, we're planning to go to AVN, so that's in the works this week. So for those who are wondering,
Yes.
if you're hearing this right now,
Sure,
yes,
sure.
we're going to the AVNs.
Yeah.
Bella, do you do some of the conventions?
I do. In fact, I really enjoy exoticas, and I would say that New Jersey is my favorite. Chicago's my second favorite, and then I also do AVN. I've done some of the XBiz things, XRCO. You can pretty much see me at a lot of the public events because I want to be there to be able to meet my fans and let them know how much I appreciate them.
And is AVN 2025 in the cards for Miss Bella?
It absolutely is.
Oh, so we'll probably see her, yeah.
1000%.
All right, so we might see
Awesome.
you in the lovely Sin City that is Las Vegas.
And I mean, we just mentioned that a lot of guys are going to try to meet Miss Bella, so that'll be great.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
for sure.
And she looks,
Yeah.
and like again, if we see Bella again, she looks fantastic in that uniform. She has that pink top. If you don't mind showing off real quick.
Yeah, please show off your
Yes.
your outfit.
Yeah. There you go. I love pink.
Yeah, I love that Barbie pink on you.
Yeah. It really brings out your eyes. I
It
love
does.
Thank you.
Yes, exactly. So real quick, as we're about to wrap up, this has been an interesting experience since we have not done a Zoom call before till tonight.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been an experiment. Let us
Yeah.
know if you're watching this on like YouTube, if they haven't been assholes about it. Leave a comment and let us know what you think of it and how to improve it if we could.
And if you're still watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for notifications.
And before we forget about that, Anna, where can we find you?
Oh, all my ats are at ShyKittyGirl05. So like my Twitter, my Instagram, my loyal fans, my many vids, my Fansly, and then I have also a website which is AnnaCummingsOfficial.com.
Okay.
So
Wow.
And Bella, where can we find you?
The easiest way to find me is at therealbellalexi.com because unlike Anna, I've had a lot of pages taken away, so none of my ads are the same. So yes, therealbellalexi.com is the perfect place to find everything.
All right, that's
Perfect.
awesome. Thank you, Bella, and thank you, Colin from Denver. That's been awesome. So we're gonna, hopefully, we can do something like this again,
Definitely.
and hopefully see you in AVNs. Knock on wood.
Yes, we would
Yes.
love to see you at AVN.
knock on wood, definitely.
Yes, and Caroline, where can we find you, real quick?
And you can find me on linktree.com/goddessofmusic87, where you can find all of my social media outlets, including my band In the Next Life at linktree.com/In the Next Life.
There you go. All right, so we're about to wrap up, and make sure you follow our social medias and everything, as Caroline said earlier, and then we'll be all good to go. So next week, all new episode of WTF you don't want to miss. Thank you, Anna Cummings,
Oh, you're welcome.
Always a
Thank
pleasure.
you so much for having me too. Of
course.
Yep.
and thank you, Bella Lexi.
I always
Yes,
love
thank
coming
you.
on your show.
Yes, I tell you, you're always welcome back.
She said
All
the
right,
word.
And with that, we'll see you guys next time in an all new episode of WTF TV.
Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.